Do you still prefer eating 6 to 7 smaller meals throughout the day, or is it better to just stick with 2 to 3 big meals? You already kind of know my stance on this. So let me start with this because I think it actually surprises a lot of people. Everyone says meal frequency doesn't matter. Here's the part that they're not telling you about. Meal frequency does matter depending on your goals, though. It doesn't matter maybe in the grand scheme of things for weight loss and a direct calorie in versus calorie out way, but it absolutely matters for body composition, energy, performance, maintaining a positive nitrogen balance throughout the day. And yeah, for me, I still prefer I eat 6 meals, smaller meals throughout my entire day from 6 a.m. to about 9 p.m. And I've done that way for years. Right. My first feedings around 6 a.m. Like I said, I keep them generally about 2.5 to 3 hours spaced out throughout the day. And that rhythm works for me because quite frankly, it keeps me feeling steady. I have steady blood sugar throughout the day, steady energy, steady recovery. And here's something I also think that most people don't nearly think about or certainly talk about enough when it comes to more smaller, more frequent meals. One of the biggest nutritional philosophies that I follow personally is that I like to keep my proteins and fats in one meal and my proteins and carbs in another. And almost rarely, if ever, combine my carbohydrates and fats in the same meal. Why? Because digestion is cleaner, energy is cleaner, performance around training improves, right? You have the insulin response with higher carbohydrate foods. Insulin, as a hormone, wants to pull things into their bodies. We don't want to be pulling in more lipids into our bodies as storage. So, again, I try to keep those separate. I almost rarely, if ever, have carbohydrates and fats in the same meal. I try to time all of my meals around, especially my high carbohydrate meals around my training windows, both bracketing it before and afterwards. Um, and I don't usually have much carbohydrates in the mornings or in the afternoons. Now, for a lot of former athletes, especially when they leave structured training environments, they start grazing or they're smashing giant meals all at once. And then they wonder, hey, why do I feel sluggish or bloated or foggy or whatever? Spacing those meals out fixes a lot of those issues. Now, can somebody thrive on 2 to 3 big meals? Sure, yeah. People do it all the time. But some people, or the work schedule that they live, it demands that. Some just prefer simplicity, one meal a day type of folks, right? But if you ask me what I believe in as a coach, what I feel in my body, what works best, and what I've seen replicated across thousands of athletes that I've worked with, it's more frequent meals. It's the drumbeat of frequent feedings throughout the entire day. It's maintaining that positive nitrogen balance all day long. It's structured, consistent meals instead of chaotic ones. That rhythm supports training. It supports muscle retention, body composition. It supports sanity, if anything else. So the short answer is this: you can do either. But for me, I'm sticking to my 6 meals because it's the most consistent path that I know to staying lean, to staying strong, and recovering year round.